Good afternoon. It is Tuesday, January 9th. I'd like to call the first meeting of 2018 of the Energy Awareness Commission to order. Thank you all for coming. First item on our agenda would be to approve the minutes of our December meeting. I'm sure you all got a copy of them ahead of time, had a chance to review. Any questions, corrections, comments?
No, I think we're okay.
I move to approve.
I'll second
Last
that.
month's.
Motion's been made, approved, second, and to approve the minutes. All commissioners in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes have been approved. Our next item is to move on to the Conservation Improvement Program Expense and Revenue Report. Darren, I'm going to let you take over for that.
So I'll start with the 2017 budget. I also, when I did the agenda, I did this, a few weeks ago, and there have been a few items that have come in through the office. So if you notice, there's an additional income statement along with the other papers that are in front of your computers, the most up-to-date balance sheet. So there was, out of all the accounts, out of the 22 accounts, there were 8 accounts that came back in the negative. And there were 14 accounts that did not go over budget. So 8 accounts that went over budget, 14 that didn't. But what's important is that the overall budget for everything is in the positive. So that's good to see. And then any questions on the 2017 budget?
Were we $23,000 over? Is that what it is on
No, that's
that lighting one?
what's left over.
That's what's left over?
Yeah, don't look at the bottom line. Look at the expense total. That 24. Well, I'll look at the correct one that I
Okay.
gave you. Not
The
mine.
addition that we got today.
Yeah, this one.
Excuse me.
Sorry, this one. Yeah, this one didn't print out correctly. It's $19,000 above that's left over
Okay.
of the
We're
budget.
carrying $19,000 over from the 252.5 that we
Yes.
started with last year.
Correct.
I'd say we did pretty good in spending our money.
Sure.
Oh yes. Yep.
And I'm assuming, Derek, that will you be adjusting the budget, the
The-
original budgets for the various accounts next year?
Well, they've already, prior to my starting, they've already were adjusted.
Okay.
And that's the next thing on our agenda, the 2018 budget, which
And-
is set.
and
And it
correct-
has been adjusted, and there's actually a $500 increase to the overall budget from this last year in 2017.
I noticed that.
So the biggest changes were probably the industrial rebate, which was about a $15,000 decrease taken away from the 2017 budget and allocated to different other accounts in 2018. So it looks as though, from what I had looked at it, the numbers I came up with, only about 20% of that balance was used in 2017. So I'm assuming that's one reason why he decided to drop that that part of the budget. And then some other ones, furnace rebate dropped down $7,000 went up $7,000 from $18,000 to $25,000. Furnace cleaning rebate also went up. And also high efficiency light rebate went up, which is probably good because that got used quite a bit this last year. Yeah, we were minus $23,750 in the hole in that. So, but the one thing that will come up later in a different part of the agenda is just a reminder that the Energy Star rebates was dropped $7,000. Any questions on the 2018 budget?
No.
Am I still incorrect in saying that we have the freedom to transfer funds from one item of the budget to another to fill in shortages?
To fill in shortages, yeah. Yeah. I mean, like if I would purchase things or, you know, it's obviously keeping certain things like that used and put into that, what it's budgeted for. But that's why it's important, the overall, at the end of the year, the balance of the whole CIP.
That we didn't go over 250, 2.5,
We know we did not.
but we came close. That means we're doing our job. Are there any questions on the 2017 end-of-year balances? Okay, and we'll move on to 2018, start of the new year. Derek, you want to touch us on that?
We kinda went
You
over the-
mentioned a few changes.
Yeah, that kind of was that, talking about the 2018 budget. Is that what you're talking about? Is that what it
Correct,
mentioned?
yeah.
Yeah, just to summarize, that's five of those accounts had an increase to them, and 7 accounts in 2018 were decreased, had a decrease in budget. We kind of went over which accounts were
Yes.
decreased and increased, decreased and increased.
The furnace cleaning, we kicked up 10 grand.
Yeah, like I said, the industrial rebate
Furnace
was down.
itself, mhm.
High efficiency light rebate was up, increased. So was air conditioning was increased. Furnace cleaning, furnace rebate. Looks like school education programs was decreased 2,000. Which that was in the hole this year, so I don't have a real explanation on why things are decreased or increased. I wasn't involved in deciding that. So unfortunately, I can't answer that question.
These are things that we can look at throughout the year.
Correct,
though, Is
and-
that
yep,
correct?
Yep,
Mhm.
correct.
Okay. Are there any other questions or concerns with the 2018 start of the year budget?
Looks good.
Okay, and we will move on to new business. The Home and Health Show, March 23rd through 25th. Commissioners, what would you like to emphasize at our show this year?
We don't have anything for displays.
Darren, will we have that new electrical display perhaps on?
No.
No?
No, we'll get
Too
to that,
dangerous?
but we won't have it.
Okay.
No.
It just looked cool. I thought
Yeah.
it would really draw people to our booth, but our theme then basically, in the past, what we've done is try to introduce ourselves as the Energy Awareness Commission, what we are, what we do. I think we try and have all of our forms there for the rebates and expenses. Is there any
Was there a
reason
theme
to?
last year that anyone can remember?
Not especially. Last year, we did do the survey
For
at
solar?
the home show in regards to solar, which then the PUC followed up with a more extensive survey. So we did get our foot in the door on that. In as much as quite a few of the people that walk through the show are not utilities customers, it's probably, in my opinion, probably just easy for us to keep it general and informative as much as we can. Of course, everybody's looking for the giveaways, and we'll address that next.
Do we have enough flyers and stuff for handing out this year? You know,
I think there might be something you could do with LED lighting for residential, the different style of bulbs. There's a LED lighting guide out there from CERTS that tells people what's the right bulb for your, how do you compare the incandescent or the fluorescent one you have in your home to an LED? And that's a free thing
Oh,
that
that
we
would-
could just
that
print
would
off the
be very
internet. So I think educating people on LED lighting in their home,
There's a lot of confusion out there, as to-
recess cans, just the screw-in bulbs,
Right,
the
the big difference
retrofit.
between an actual fixture, replacing an actual fixture compared to retrofit or just a
Right.
bulb
Yeah,
replacements, because there's going to be quite a
Mhm.
difference.
so something like that might be educational for them, and they might have questions about how to pick that right LED bulb, and you want to tell them, Energy Star and
Right.
that kind of stuff.
It would be great. I know it'd be informational for myself as well.
Mhm.
So our theme is just, again, general information and concentration on the different types of LED lighting. Anyone else have anything else to add?
William, that 1 year, didn't you make sure that the stores had coupons for like the LED lighting for the rebates? Didn't we do something with that? Made sure the local stores had them for turning
I
in?
believe we've had forms at the show itself. But I think it would be a good idea probably to go to the various vendors in town and make sure that they have the forms to hand out to the
I
customers.
thought we did that at the very beginning,
It's possible.
the big stores, I was just wondering if we were still doing that.
And Darren, you've got some purchased products. We've got some samples here.
Yeah,
Are
we'll
these
go
intended for use at the show then,
Well,
or
they're
just
sent-
general?
both general, whether it's fourth grade presentation to home show, any other activities that the commission would be involved in. So yeah, there's numerous things. There's coloring books. There's a packet with pencils and crayons and a ruler, wristbands, a look inside electricity generator model with an explanation of what a generator does. Kind of similar to, this is something that was purchased before, just another. So these are the I brought these are kind of some of the things the money has gone to in the past, and some of the things I've purchased that, whether it's somebody has an idea for something, whether it's a home show you want me to look into, this is the type of things that, our money can go towards educational, conservation. So there's some of the items that are sitting in front of you, hard hat.
Do we have Post-it notes left?
Yeah, this is only a handful of things I brought. Post-it notes,
Everybody-
there's still lots of piggy banks. Maybe the piggy banks will be retired for a year or two. and
We
then
have
we'll bring 'em
never
back.
handed the piggy banks out at the home show. I think we've only distributed them to the schools.
Well, we can bring them to the home show.
They'll disappear
We can, yeah.
in a hurry there.
So those are some items that I've purchased, and then there's also another item, a picture on the agenda that I also have purchased, and there's also one that I am going to have to get a purchase order for that I'm looking into, and the one picture. It's produced by, I believe, Moore Syndication. I saw this in a magazine when I was looking to purchase some other things at the end of the year to use some of the budget up. This is called Power Town. It's an educational piece by Moore Syndication that uses real electricity. It's 10,000 volt, 28 milliamp current, and this is powered by a standard wall outlet. it has a pedal that's actually connected to it, so the demonstrator can control the current going through the model. Because each of these power poles, parts of the tractor, the people, houses, there's different pieces you can buy for it. Kite, there's a one, that's the silo and combine. There's also gas that's powered by just an air tank, so they demonstrate gas explosions. But this is something that we won't have for the home show because it can either comes in either 4-foot or 8-foot model, and they're expensive. 4-foot model, depending on what you get, could be $600. So you add another 4 feet on different models, we're talking, it can go all the way up to about $6,500. So it can get pretty expensive. So it will be more of end of the year process or coming back and getting the okay or going in front of the the PUC and getting an okay to purchase it or get a purchase order if that's all they have to do, and put it in the budget for the following year. So these are just some things that we can look at for educational purposes. And I just kind of wanted to bring this stuff to show you. I didn't know if you've seen any of these items before or know the possibility of what we can purchase for educational purposes and whatnot. And the next item is Energy Stick. The concept behind this, I believe this was even on Ellen DeGeneres' show. Person would grab on the one end, another person would grab on the other end, and you could have the energy stick light up and vibrate through having the electricity from the person go through your hands and through the device, and then it would light up. And it's another just educational instrument to bring to the schools and use as demonstration. And these weren't that expensive. These were maybe $7.
Very cool.
So yeah,
I think
and it's for
we all need a sample.
yeah. They didn't. I was hoping they'd arrive, but they haven't arrived yet. But maybe next meeting. Does anybody have any questions on
Yeah.
any of the?
Thank you for
Items.
bringing these items here, as a lot of this stuff I have
We don't, but
never seen,
I'd
but
like to get it. Yeah.
I think that
And the
that
power
setup
town, I mean, you can-
would really be cool.
It produces a real arc. It's the vise that the demonstrator wear. I would assume lineman gloves, and it comes with a stick, because I mean everything has some component in it to connect and cause an electrical arc to demonstrate.
We could electrocute ourselves in demonstrating it.
That's what it would be like.
Certainly looks very interesting. Thank you.
There's plenty of things on YouTube and on more syndication website.
Well, if you show us the toys, will you tell us how much they are when you show us?
Yeah.
Kind of like the Christmas book,
Yeah. Any more questions or information needed on what he's already purchased and his future purchases?
I think it's good.
Okay, thank you. We'll move on then to Energy Star Appliance rebate. Darren, you want to walk us through the dryer situation?
So I kind of was going through, I'm going to be going through each rebate eventually and looking to see if things need to be changed, whether it's mine taking William's name off of something and mine on, to seeing what needs to be taken off, such as what was discussed with the CFL before I started the light bulbs, making sure they're up to date. And one thing I was wondering why a clothes dryer wasn't included in a rebate, and I just assumed maybe it was due to the lack of electricity it uses. Maybe that was the reason why. But I did a little bit of research, and I found out that it actually uses quite a bit of kilowatts per hour compared to 3 other major appliances like the dishwasher, clothes washer, and the refrigerator. So one of the things I'm looking at doing, and I want like your input and a motion on it, obviously, is either to increase the clothes washer rebate to keep up with the, rising cost of Energy Star appliances, because they're expensive. Include the clothes dryer in a rebate. We could also possibly give an additional rebate for Energy Star washer purchases together. Other municipalities or companies seem to be doing that and getting like a combo. If you get a Energy Star washer and an Energy Star dryer, they actually give more money on top, in the theory that their Energy Star washer will get the wetness out of the clothes more, so that you use Energy Star dryer. It's not using as much energy to dry the clothes,
Yeah.
which is the purpose of why they do that. And then also to, some people might not like this, but remove the compact dormitory refrigerator from the rebate. It's $10. I feel that can be allocated to some other rebate, either to start with the clothes dryer or put more money towards the washing machine. So I had some graphs such as this I got from the first graph on the agenda is the energy use of a standard household appliance, which I found on energy.gov, and that shows the kilowatts an hour for 4 major appliances. You can read clothes dryer, refrigerator, washer, dishwasher. And a clothes dryer uses quite a bit, which is one reason why I'd like to try to get a rebate for that. And the next is the Energy Star appliance. That one in particular, I picked it because of what's highlighted in blue, the annual energy use for kilowatts an hour a year, which is 149. So you can tell it's quite the difference. And then also on energy.gov, they have kind of a calculator for appliances. And an average of a 575 watt dryer that's used 5 hours a day for 52 weeks. That's kind of how they came up with 149.5 kilowatts an hour. That's what I put here. That's what you'd use to come up with what they estimated with the this washer. And I came up with the 5 hours per day, 52 weeks a year, because that's what I that's what I do. That's 1 day a week for 8 or 9 hours, and whatever over the course of a week. So they compare that to a standard drying machine, not Energy Star. Look at the wattage of 2,790, and that's actually on the low end from what I saw on Energy Star and Energy.gov. Standard wattage dryer is they said 2,000 to 5,000 wattage. So this example is more on the lower end, and you can see that's 725.4 kilowatts an hour for a yearly total of $100. So there's a lot of energy saving that can be done with just the dryer, which is one reason why I'd like to.
Commissioners, one thing that I've noticed is in the Energy Star rebates. For example, if we go back in 2004, 18,007 was allocated. Then in 2015, it was backed off to 72. 2016, 89. Last year, we put it up to 15 and only used, we still had a balance of 7,000. So I think there is money actually in that account. I noticed this year's budget is back to 8,000, but if you go back to use the 2017 number, there would be money, I think, to handle, including the clothes dryer on our rebate similar to the washing machines.
I think it's a good idea. I agree. Once the money is there, let's use it.
I would entertain a motion.
I'll second it.
I'll make
I
a
would
motion.
entertain a motion.
Yeah, well, I'll
Make a
still
motion that
second
we
it.
do that.
I'll make a motion to add the clothes dryer as a rebate to our rebate programs. How much are you thinking,
What's the
Derek?
washer one?
The, the washer is, of course, I don't remember, $30 possibly?
Probably 30 or
It's,
50.
yeah, or maybe it's 50.
Yeah. I would say make it the same
I'd like to
as
Yes.
the,
match the washer
match the
rebate.
washer. Mhm.
So motion's been made and seconded to add a clothes dryer Energy Star appliance rebate equal to the amount of the washer rebate we existingly have.
Yeah.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That will be done. Means we've got to probably publicize that a little bit.
Yeah.
Can handle that, Derek?
Yep,
Thank you.
yeah.
Final item on our agenda is just to review our low-income program contract that has already been signed. I think we've gone over this at the last several meetings, talked about the changes, they've been made.
Yeah, I mean, it's already signed. I didn't know if anyone knew it was signed or if they'd seen the signed copy, so it's just attached, just a notification that it's, there it is, it's done and it's done with.
Everybody's
We're good to
got
go.
a
We're good to
new
go.
current signed contract. Are there any other items or comments commissioners wish to speak of at this time? Otherwise, our next meeting is set for February 13th. If there is no further business, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.